Welcome to final BSc Statistics students. In paper 6 in unit 2, today we discuss lesson 6. Control chart for number of defects per unit, C chart. In control chart for fraction defective and control chart for number of defectives. For example, in drawing a particular unit, in examining a particular unit, a particular item or a unit is said to be a defective item. For example, a car manufacturing company produces cars, and you have drawn some number of cars at regular intervals of time, and let it be some particular item, some particular car is found to be defective. Then the question arises, it is defective, then we cannot simply throw it out. By replacing another particular car, we cannot leave this particular car. Then the question arises, where we have defect or defects in that particular defective item, that is in that car, in that defective car. Car is defective because of it has some number of defects in that particular car, in that particular defective car. So therefore it is said to be a defective car. Some number of defects are observed in the car, therefore it is a faulty car, defective car. Then a question arises, and what are those defects and how to rectify those defects? Usually we have to rectify those defects and we have to manufacture, that is prepare the car in condition. Prepare the car in condition. So therefore, for which you have to further study what are the defects and what is the study of number of defects per unit. Per unit means per car. Now study should be based on number of defects per unit, per car, per item. Otherwise we should not simply replace the number of, that is whatsoever the defects are to be modified, which are to be overhauled, which are to be examined, and it should be brought into a good condition, and then we should replace it. That is actual procedure, but without studying the number of defects, where is going to be, which particular item is going to be a defective item, that is we have maximum number of defects, which particular item is going to be repeatedly getting defect. These are all to be studied. So for such reason, this particular control chart existed. For all these questions, the only one answer is control chart for number of defects per unit, C chart. Hope you understand. So in this case, in this particular control chart, defects are going to be observed, which are going to be examined. Okay. Now I am coming to the theory part. Whatsoever the area of opportunity of the sample size n is very large, whatever the sample size n you have considered, the area of opportunity, it is very large. The area of opportunity is very large. That is, for getting defects, remember, for getting defects, we have a much scope, a wide scope. isn't it? For example, a car is assembled with the help of nearly 100 or 200 individual items, individual parts. So therefore, in any particular part we may observe or we may get a defect. Any particular part may be defect in that particular total overall unit. We can observe there is a scope of getting anywhere, there is scope of getting a defect in any particular part of the unit. So that is called area of opportunity is large. Area of opportunity is very large. The sample size is very large. That probability of occurring the defect is very small. Probability of occurring the defect is very small, which means whatever the probability of getting the defect, it is very small, which means if you observe the manufacturing process, no manufacturing process is willing to do prepare defective items or defects or defective parts, a particular defect in a particular part. So obviously the manufactures very less number of defects. So therefore probability of occurring the defect, happening the defect, getting the defect, it is very small. P tends to 0. N tends to infinity. This is N tends to infinity. And this is P tends to 0. So N tends to infinity and P tends to 0. P is very small. And then NP is finite. It has a particular value, 1 or 2. NP is, what is NP? Number of defectives. D is equal to, P is equal to D by N. D is equal to NP. D is number of defectives. D is number of defectives. So therefore number of defectives, defective item definitely will be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 defectives. So therefore it is finite. In this case, instead of the binomial distribution, why instead of binomial distribution? This is the situation where D can be applied the binomial distribution in which N is tending to infinity, which is very large, and P tends to 0, it is very small, and P is finite, then NP is finite. In such a case, we can apply a Poisson distribution. Let C be the number of defects per unit. Let C be the number of defects per unit. Defects per unit, which obviously follows a Poisson distribution. For example, the parameter is lambda. For example, let us consider the parameter lambda. What is lambda? Lambda is a parameter of the Poisson distribution, in which the lambda is going to be considered as NP is equal to lambda, the finite value. This is the lambda, the parameter in the Poisson distribution. What is lambda? Whatsoever has N tends to infinity and P tends to 0, the NP is finite, then that NP value is lambda, the mean of the Poisson distribution, mean of the binomial distribution, which are going to be considered as equal, and so that this case is going to be applied to the Poisson distribution. This case is going to be applied to the Poisson distribution. So in such a situation, we apply the Poisson distribution for number of defects per unit. What is number of defects per unit? Let it be C in the sample. This refers samples, this refers the population. Lambda refers the population. So therefore C follows Poisson distribution with parameter lambda. This is the usually small c we consider, right? Hope you understand. If C follows a Poisson distribution with parameter lambda, then obviously from the distribution of Poisson, expectation of C, that is mean, lambda, and variance of C as well, lambda, because mean and variance are equal for Poisson distribution. Expectation of C is lambda and variance of C is also lambda. Therefore, standard error of C, that is standard deviation of C, it is calculated by square root of variance, it is square root of lambda. So therefore, it is square root of lambda. Now, 3 sigma control limits. Therefore, 3 sigma control limits for C chart. For C chart, 3 sigma control limits are, what is the formula? Expectation of C plus or minus 3 into standard error of C. Expectation of C is lambda plus or minus standard error of C is square root of lambda. That is 3 sigma control limits are lambda plus or minus 3 into square root of lambda. Lambda plus or minus 3 into square root of lambda. Now we have to consider 2 particular cases separately. Case 1. What is case 1? If standards are given, then in such a case, in this case, we consider lambda is a given value. That is, if lambda is given, specified, then you consider lambda dash is a specified value of lambda. Then first of all you write 3 sigma control limits, which are 3 sigma control limits of C chart are lambda plus or minus 3 into square root of lambda, in which you have to replace lambda dash, a specified value, lambda dash plus or minus 3 into square root of lambda dash. Right? From this, now we can write the formulas of UCL and LCL. UCL of C is equal to lambda dash plus 3 into square root of lambda dash with plus sign. LCL of C is equal to lambda dash minus 3 into square root of lambda dash. This is LCL of C. Control limits, UCL and LCL. Lambda dash plus 3 into square root of lambda dash with plus sign, same formula, minus sign. LCL of C is equal to lambda dash minus 3 into square root of lambda dash with minus sign, UCL. Now, central line, CL of C is equal to expectation of C, which is lambda. Here the specified value lambda dash. You need not to write all the things. Directly we can specify CL of C is equal to lambda dash. Why? Because we know the value, certain value here, lambda dash. That is already calculated value. So CL of C is equal to lambda dash. CL of C is equal to lambda dash. UCL of C is equal to lambda dash plus 3 into square root of lambda dash. LCL of C is equal to lambda dash minus 3 into square root of lambda dash, which are control limits UCL and LCL, and central line CL of C is equal to lambda dash. Okay, this is case 1. Now come to the case 2. In case 2, what we have to observe in case 2? We have to consider if standards are not given, that means lambda is not given, not specified. If lambda is not specified in case 2, what we have to consider, we have to estimate lambda with C bar. What is C bar? Average number of defects, average number of defects per unit. C bar is equal, this can be calculated by summation I is equal to 1 to k Ci divided by k. Okay, you have to consider C1, C2 and so on Ck for all the samples, k samples, and then you have to calculate C bar is equal to average for all these, average for all the values C1, C2, Ck, that is 1 by k. Therefore 1 by k summation I is equal to 1 to k Ci, that is C bar. C bar is going to be calculated with this formula. So it is going to be estimated, that is lambda is going to be estimated, lambda cron is equal to C bar. Lambda cron is equal to C bar. Now you have to consider all the values. Now you have to consider the remaining values, 3 sigma control limits. Therefore 3 sigma control limits are going to be calculated for C chart. Lambda plus or minus 3 into square root of lambda, which are the 3 sigma control limits, what we have calculated in previous, that we have calculated. This is the general 3 sigma control limits for C chart, that is by using the formula. The same formula I am considering again. Now I have to calculate lambda plus or minus 3 into square root of lambda, for which lambda is not known. So therefore lambda cron plus or minus 3 into square root of lambda cron, it is going to be calculated by C bar. C bar plus or minus 3 into square root of C bar, right? In which now you have to consider control limits, UCL and LCL. Therefore UCL of C is equal to C bar with plus sign, plus 3 into square root of C bar, and LCL of C is equal to C bar with minus sign, minus 3 into square root of C bar. And which are these two are upper control and lower control limits. These two are said to be control limits. Now you see CL of C, that is central line of C, it is going to be considered as C bar. I am writing the formula C bar directly. So therefore hope you understand, these are the control limits, 3 sigma control limits for C chart when the standards are not specified, not given. So in such a case UCL of C is equal to C bar plus 3 into square root of C bar, LCL of C is equal to C bar minus 3 into square root of C bar, and CL of C is equal to C bar, which are the which are to be computed by using the formulas of UCL, LCL and CL, that is control limits and central line. Hope you understand. Now I also explain applications of C chart. What are some of the applications? Some of the applications I specify here. Number of weak points in a coil of insulated electrical wire. Number of weak points. Hope you understand. Number of weak points in a coil of insulated electrical wire. Number of missing rivets in the assembly of an aircraft. Number of defects per television set. And we may consider many number of examples, like number of defects per unit is going to be considered on television set, car engines, tanks, machine guns, etc. So in industry, in consideration of accidents in highways, in chemical laboratories, in epidemiology, the C chart may be most advantageous to use because of to identify where the minor defects, where in particular defects are going to be considered for a particular defective item. So therefore, these are all the applications of C chart where the C chart is going to be used. So fine. So that you kindly study all the applications of C chart, and construction of C chart and interpretation of C chart are very simple. I hope you are all can understand very easily. The construction of C chart, sample number we consider on x-axis, and the value of C, we consider the value of C, that is number of defects per unit, we consider on y-axis, and we draw CL, LCL and UCL at respective computed values, and then we plot all the points of C, which gives us the control chart for C, the control chart of C, that is control chart for number of defects per unit C chart. As usual, all the comparisons, that is conclusions, the interpretations will be given. If all the sample points fall within the control limits LCL and UCL, then the process is said to be under statistical quality control. Otherwise, that is, if any one of the point is outside the control limits, that is above UCL or below LCL, the process is said to be out of statistical quality control. Thank you.